Most hunters think if someone used a drone to scout a deer, there would be no way to prove it. No tracks, no witnesses, just a drone in the sky. Earlier this year, conservation officers in Indiana announced something that caught a lot of hunters' attention. The first known prosecution for illegal drone scouting of a deer. And the evidence they reportedly found shows just how easy it actually is to trace. Before we get into how officers catch this, you need to understand what happened in this case. According to reporting in early March 2026, Indiana conservation officers are pursuing a case involving several men accused of using a drone to track and pattern a specific trophy buck during the 2025 deer season. Investigators say the drone was used repeatedly to monitor the same deer. The case reportedly started after citizens noticed a drone following a well-known buck and reported it to conservation officers. Once officers began investigating, they seized the drone. And that's where things got interesting, because drones record a lot more information than most people realize. When investigators analyzed the drone, reports say they found hundreds of photos and videos of the same buck. But the photos weren't the only evidence. Modern drones also store detailed flight telemetry, including GPS flight paths, timestamps for every flight, altitude, hover time, and the exact location the drone launched from. That information can allow investigators to reconstruct exactly where the drone flew and how long it stayed over a specific area. In this case, the data reportedly showed the deer being monitored repeatedly. If you hunt public land and want more videos like this, breaking down what's actually happening out there, make sure you're subscribed. The drone violation may not be the only issue investigators are looking at. Reports say the suspects could also face additional wildlife violations, including hunting over bait, trespassing, and illegal take of a wild animal. In many wildlife crime investigations, illegal scouting is just the first piece that leads officers to other violations.
What are you doing? I was shooting at that deer.
Right now, there's no statewide number showing how many people were cited for drone scouting during the 2025-2026 deer season. But this case appears to be the first prosecution since Indiana updated its drone hunting rules in 2024. Under Indiana law, it is illegal to use a drone to search for, scout, locate, or detect wildlife as part of hunting. But there is one important exception. Hunters can use a drone to recover a deer that has already been legally harvested. That distinction is meant to allow ethical recovery while preventing aerial scouting. So if drones are small and can fly hundreds of yards away, how do conservation officers actually catch people doing this? There are three ways it usually happens, and most hunters don't realize how simple these are. Most drones automatically record detailed flight logs. That data includes GPS paths, timestamps, altitude, and hover time. If investigators seize a drone during an investigation, they can download those logs and see things like repeated flights over the same bedding area, hovering over a specific animal, or flights occurring during hunting season. That digital trail can show intentional scouting. New federal rules from the Federal Aviation Administration require most drones to broadcast something called remote ID. Think of it like a digital license plate for drones. The signal can broadcast the drone's serial number, the drone's location, altitude and speed, and even the operator's location. That means law enforcement with a receiver can sometimes identify the pilot standing nearby.
Here's how it works. In its most basic form, remote ID can be described as a digital license plate for UAS. To comply with remote ID requirements, a UAS must broadcast message elements from takeoff to shutdown, such as the unique ID number, location, and altitude of the drone, and its control station or takeoff location. If it appears to be flying in an unsafe manner or in an area they are not allowed to operate, authorized individuals from public safety organizations may request more information about the drone.
The third way these cases start is much simpler. Someone sees the drone. Public land hunters notice unusual activity quickly. When someone sees a drone flying low over bedding cover or repeatedly following the same deer, they often report it. That tip can be enough for conservation officers to start an investigation, and that appears to be what happened in this case. For a lot of hunters, this conversation isn't really about drones. It's about fair chase. Public land works because everyone is supposed to be playing the same rules. Most mature bucks survive pressure by staying hidden in thick bedding cover. A drone could expose these locations in minutes instead of weeks of scouting. That's why many hunters believe drone scouting crosses the line from woodsmanship into aerial surveillance. This case is still working its way through the system, and officials haven't released the full details yet. But one thing is already clear. Drone technology leaves behind a lot more evidence than most people realize. Between flight logs, photos, and remote ID tracking, illegal drone scouting may be much easier to prove than hunters think. If you hunt public land, I'm curious what you think about this. Do you think drones should ever be allowed for scouting deer? Or does that cross the line when it comes to fair chase? Drop your opinion in the comments. I read every one of them. And if you want more real conversations about public land hunting and the challenges hunters are facing today, hit subscribe.